Hi everyone, it's Karen here. I'm doing another reading for the energy that's around at the moment. The cards that I pulled that came out were for the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and also the Page of Swords. And how I am feeling these cards want to be read and acknowledged is basically they're all facets of who you are, different aspects of you. I'm going to stand them up here in my keyboard here so they can talk to me while I'm talking to you, in helping, understand what they want to get across. Now, the Queen of Pentacles here, I see her, she's a very nurturing queen. She's very grounded. She's very down to earth. And it's almost like that you have been gathering resources for quite some time. And you've gathered quite a lot and you want to disperse it around to other people, whether it be artistic, whether your creativity is coming through, whether it's a business that you want to start, getting off the ground. But it's also a time of pondering as well. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to take it? What is it going to do for you? And what do you need to do now for the next steps? And also with the Knight of Wands, that's another aspect of you, whether there's no, gender in these cards, but looking at they're more energies. So you've got the feminine energy, you've got a masculine energy, and you've also got a younger masculine energy with the Page of Swords. Now, reading them as I said, not gender specific, but more about energies. You've got a nurturing side to you. Again, you've been, not hoarding, but you've been putting everything together, gathering everything together, nurturing a business plan, a business idea, building up your creativity so that you can now move forward to whether it be, going to putting your art in galleries or starting a small little, art collective where you help people, learn how to paint or draw or something, or even, business. But you've got another part of you that says, come on, let's get going, let's move forward. But still there's another part that's coming through that's still very, let's say green, a little bit of green, okay, yes, I do want to move forward, but I know I'm not going to move forward too quickly. Because if I move forward too quickly, I'll miss some steps in between. Those little steps in between are very important. It's not something that you want to all of a sudden fall flat on your face, because you've worked very hard to get to this point. You're still very cautious. You're still following some form of tradition, but you still want to sort of go, out to left field a little bit. Your happiness, you've been holding off on your happiness for some time, but this is what's going to bring you happiness. Once you see those first steps, which I believe you've taken, you've done some research into understanding where to take this, but still there's a little bit of hesitancy. Okay. There will be something opening up for you within 2 months' time. Once this opens up for you, many doors will open up. It's not just one door, there's quite a few doors that will open up. Because as you're taking time for this to percolate, while you have everything here, and also you're basically, it's percolating within you. Don't forget to have fun. You still need to have fun. Don't let this be too serious that you forget other parts of yourself and you don't go out and see your friends, because those times are very important as well. Those times where you move away from what you've been working on for the last, I'd say it's quite a few years. You gather more information, you gather more material, even from conversations. And that's what's going to help open doors. You're going to talk to different people out of the field. And of course, every time you do, that gives you more information, gives you more hints. And again, it takes you down another rabbit hole and you think, my goodness, is this ever going to sort of take root and start moving forward? But it's all been part of the plan. And the plan was to have you going down those rabbit holes, almost to a point of getting you to understand what you didn't want, so that you would always come back on this path here and keep building it up, keep building it up. And as you were building it up, you're building yourself up. You're building up your self-esteem, you're building up your confidence. You're building up your knowledge of what you don't want and cutting things off that you don't need anymore. You've remained pretty balanced through the process. The only card that's not here, because you've got a pentacle, you've got a wand, and you've got a sword. The only card that's not here is a cup. And traditionally the cups relate to emotions. So your emotion, you haven't allowed your emotion to drive this. You've been very practical. You've allowed your practicality to drive this, and always remaining grounded. Removing things that you don't need anymore. Keeping your feet firmly on the ground. Remaining protected. Keeping things close to your chest. And that's not a bad thing either. Because when you think of it, you think of a water lily, they grow in the dark. And then they come up through the water, just nice and quietly. And then they go up to the air. So they need those three qualities, but also the fourth quality, fourth element of fire. Because the energy it takes for them to grow in the dark, in the mud, through the water, up into the air, they need that energy to sprout out. And I believe that's what you're going to do in a couple of months' time. Once you walk through that door, that's when you're going to sprout everything out. Everything's been on an even keel. It may seem like everything's sort of scattered at the moment, and how am I going to sort of concentrate it into one particular area, when I need to look at 5 different aspects of, again, the creativity, 5 different aspects of the business. But as you keep moving forward, it all starts to encapsulate into one central point. And see how the star in the pentacle has the 5 different points, and they all join up together. They all run on one line. So don't feel that you've got everything scattered or your energy is scattered if you head over this way for a little while. You know, you need to check on finances, or you need to check on, you know, marketing, or you need to check on business, or, you know, writing something down. Don't feel that it's all scattered. It's all in one perfect concentric sphere, and it all runs in that line together. Times you do feel like, okay, let's get up and go and run, but then all of a sudden something stops you from moving forward. That's sort of meant to, you know, it's kind of like, okay, let's go, but then there's that other part that says, no, we're not ready yet, we just still need one more thing. But over this next couple of months, as I said, that's when things are going to start blooming open. You can take that leap forward. You will have that confidence, and you will have that know-how to do so. Your intuition is getting a lot stronger, and that is what's going to lead you forward. Your head hasn't been in the clouds through all this. If you sit quietly, you know how they talk about branding and marketing and all that kind of stuff. If you sit quietly and you take a look at everything that you've done over the past 6 months to 12 months, you will see that it, as I said, it's coming into a concentric, I've lost that word, concentric whole. You will get the philosophy behind what you're doing and how you've been doing it. It kind of relates to nature. It's almost like being a gardener, or being a librarian, or something like that. It runs along those lines. And that's how you get, you know, the brand, the idea of your branding. You have been very quiet and diligently working away. You've had a big glow up in the last 6 months within yourself. You're feeling a lot more secure within yourself. And you're understanding the different aspects of yourself as well. The transformative aspects of yourself. The parts that, you know, the old habits that you know you need to sort of move away from and transmute the energy. But within a couple of months, as I said, everything's going to start blooming. And that's what this energy is talking to me about. There's been times where you've felt, you know, life is sort of blowing you off, but all it's been doing is helping you transform and just percolate the ideas within, maturing everything from within, so that when you do share them out or into what you wanted to do, you'll see that it's a lot bigger than what you originally thought it was going to be. So good job. You've done a great job. Congratulate yourself, because you've done a fantastic job. Now's the time to put some time away and have some fun and just enjoy yourself. Enjoy, you know, walking down the street, holding your head high. Just enjoy taking that time out in the countryside and bringing in all that nature within yourself. Enjoy that time, have fun, laugh, celebrate. because you've got a lot to celebrate about. So I thank you very much for your time, and I hope this has given you some insight into, you know, what's been happening, what energies are sort of swirling around. And I thank you, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.